This video guide will walk you through entering data into Ecology's Advanced Notice of Oil Transfer, or ANT system, to satisfy both the U.S. Coast Guard and Washington State's requirement for Advanced Notice of Transfer. This video will show you how to enter an ANT as well as edit and delete entries. This video is about entering over-the-water oil transfer, so on the welcome screen, point on the Vessel tab to drop down 3 options, and we want to pick New Vessel Transfer. Ecology requires the delivering company, a facility or vessel, to enter these ANTs, but another party can enter ANTs on behalf of the delivering party. Just make sure you both agree who is going to enter the ANTs to avoid duplicates. If there are any alerts, the system will produce some red text that needs to be corrected prior to submission. Your company should pre-populate under company name. If you are submitting on behalf of another, clear the pre-populated text and start entering the company name by typing at least 3 to 4 letters of the name, and our system should narrow down the list of choices to your company. Keep typing the company name to further narrow down the list. If your name does not show up, some names use abbreviations or periods, and this can cause the name to not appear. You can use partial names like shipping, bunker, or fuel to find the name. We're going to choose Test 1. If your company name is not on the list, please contact us by using the Help tab at the top for our contact information. You may also pick the closest company name from the list, and in the notes, please type in the full actual company name and your contact information so we can try to correct the problem on our end. Next, the start date and time is pretty easy by either entering the date manually or using the calendar function to click on a date. The transfer start time entry must be in a 4-digit 24-hour or military time. Next, the duration is in hours and decimal tenths. We only need a rough duration of how long the transfer will last. The transfer location is next, and this field will automatically limit the choices as you type. We find the easiest way is if you type in the city, say Tacoma. All the choices for Tacoma will be on the list, and you can pick the correct berth, anchorage, or location. If you know the name of the berth, such as Blair or even Terminal 5, you can just type that name and get a much smaller list of choices. If you don't see what you are looking for in the list under Transfer Location, in the next field for street address, you can just type in the physical address and the city to complete this section and move on to the next. The deliver and receiver section types and names fields are next. Choose the proper one for both, fixed facility, mobile facility, or vessel. The deliver type field will limit the below field to only those within our database associated to that delivery type. We will show you a couple of examples of narrowing searches to fill in these fields. The deliver field searches by both name or IMO number, but only displays a name. If the vessel has a number in the name, you can type that number, but it may be in a longer list, so you'll need to scroll down to it. A full IMO number will get to that vessel name. We do see a few problems with ATB vessels depending upon whether it is a tug or a barge, when the barge is the most likely deliverer. When dealing with a tug and barge combination, please ensure you choose the correct delivering vessel. If you don't see the deliver in the list, you might have the wrong deliver type above. For example, if vessel type was chosen, no facilities will be on the list. If you don't see what you're looking for in the list, check your spelling and remove any abbreviations like MV or FE. If you still can't find your deliver, go to the remarks field near the bottom and type in the full name of the facility or vessel that does not appear in the list. Also enter your contact information so we can try to correct the problem. You can also email us by using the Contact Us link under the Help tab at the top. We are going to pick the rhododendron for the deliver in this case. Next, choose the receiver type. The receiver field is similar to the deliver field, but it does allow free-form entries if the receiver is not in the list. Only regulated vessels over 300 gross tons are in the list. We're going to choose the Kaliton for the receiver. If you choose a vessel out of the drop-down list, the regulated checkbox should automatically populate. If the receiver name was not in the list, please type the name into the receiver field and continue. The product section is next. Please choose the transfer type from fueling, cargo, lightering, vacuum, or other. The product list changes depending upon the transfer type. Some oils are grouped together such as jet, kerosene, so please find the closest product to your transfer. In this example, the first product we will choose is a fueling with diesel. Then type in the quantity and pick the unit of gallons. You can enter more than one product per ant if you want by clicking the Add button. The second product we have a cargo of alkylate, which is not in the list, so we will choose Other from our product list and enter the quantity and unit like before. We then will type the actual product into the remarks field. To delete a product, click on the box on the left side and click on the delete link below. In this case, be sure to remove the remarks for that product you deleted. The next section is about pre-booming of the transfer. Ecology requires Rate A transfers to be pre-boomed if safe to do so. If your oil transfer is under 500 gallons per minute, uncheck the transfer rate to remove this notice. Check the pre-boomed box for Rate A transfers. If you determine your Rate A transfer is not safe to pre-boom, you must notify Ecology of this determination using this ANT system. On this form, you must state what environmental and safety conditions caused you to determine the transfer was not safe to pre-boom. The ANT system needs to see some entries in these fields to be accepted without alerts. For this example, we will assume the transfer will be pre-boomed. Once all of the above was entered and no red alerts were found, please click the Submit button to submit the entry. You may now enter another ANT with the quick link on the next screen to pre-populate some fields to save some entry time if you like. Once you complete your ANT entry, you may want to see your ANT history. This is easily done by going to the Vessel tab at the top, which will drop down 3 options. Pick Vessel Transfer History. This shows your company's history. From this screen, your history is displayed for you to edit if details such as times, dates, and other data have changed. You may also delete entries if the transfer was canceled. To edit an ANT, just click on the hyperlinked ANT number on the left side and it will bring up that ANT screen. To change anything, you must click on the Edit button on the bottom. This allows you to change anything you need. All the same rules apply for editing as in the original creation of the ANT. Common edits include date and time, as well as for Rate A deliverers when pre-booming of a transfer cannot safely be done. This requires a boom report form to be saved within the ANT. Click the Edit button to start this process. In this example, we will change the date and time to the next day at noon. We will also enter a boom reporting form by unchecking the pre-boom box under the remarks field. This opens more blank fields to be edited within the ANT. Enter these conditions that prevent the pre-booming of the transfer from occurring, such as high winds and waves. We will enter 4 feet for waves and 25 knots for wind. Now click Save to keep these changes. This covers most of the functionality of the Ant system. If you have problems, please send us your questions via the Contact Us option under the Help drop-down menu. Thanks and have a great day.